It doesn't really matter your experience. And your finances and your experience should ultimately dictate what strategy or what stage of marketing that you're doing. Really, there's 5 stages of marketing. I'm going to go through all 5 stages of marketing and kind of outline what each one really looks like. And we're going to just go from there. So the first stage of marketing where everyone should really start from, and like this is whether you have really no money to spend on marketing and no experience, or if you have no really budget for marketing and you've done a bunch of deals before, right? That would be stage one for you, okay? And in stage one, contrary to popular belief, if you don't have any money, you should not go and find deals off market, because to do that, it costs money if you want to do it effectively. So stage one would actually be on market deals. How's that handwriting? Is good, right? Or Facebook, and you're going to be spending $0. Okay. Ultimately, it's really, really not that time consuming to be in stage one. You know what? We'll put the one right there. Look at this. Boom. And it's really just a numbers game. So whether you are looking on Facebook and looking at the deals that other wholesalers are posting and you're just looking to dispo them or sell them, or you're looking on market and looking at MLS listed properties, at the end of the day, all you really need to do is to make offers. For me personally, when I first started wholesaling, I was in stage one, building my business. Now I have a nice big business. I do very, very well. I'm very blessed. God bless America. But in my journey, I have failed a couple of times trying to grow a team, and I had to restart. And every single time I have restarted, I was back at stage one. So there was times when I was very experienced in doing deals, but I did not have real significant money to spend on marketing. So stage one is all about sweat equity. What I have found is if you go and look at on market properties that are listed on the MLS, if you make 5 to 10 offers a day on properties that are listed on the MLS, or properties that people put on Facebook, other wholesalers, if you make 5 to 10 offers a day, that is 150 to 300 offers if you do it every single day for 30 days. Statistically speaking, if you make 300 offers in 30 days and you actually follow up with all of these people after you make the offer, it is very difficult to not get a deal, okay? That's the reality of it. If you're just making blanket offers with no follow-up, you'll never get anything, because no one ever makes money that way. That's just kind of pissing in the wind. Good luck to you. You need to do a little bit more than that. But if you make 5 to 10 offers a day and actually follow up with all the people that do not answer you, or on all the people that say, I'll let you know, let me check with my seller, and then they don't say anything back to you. If you follow up with all those people, bam, you're going to start doing deals. Every stage that you're in, you're going to most likely be there for a minimum of 3 months. That's kind of how it goes. With any new marketing thing that you start, you will never notice it until you've been doing it for a minimum of 3 months, right? So in stage one, let's say you do this for 3 months. You'll probably do a deal a month. The average deal size, if you do this, if you go on market, if you're looking to wholesale, or if you're looking to wholesale, the average deal size with this is about 10 grand a deal, and there's no marketing cost. So that's just a full 10 piece right in your pocket, okay? Man, by the end of that 1 quarter, man, that's 30 grand in revenue that you should be making in reality if you really do this. I've challenged many people in my life, make 10 offers a day for 30 days straight. Every single person that has stuck with it, I've never seen one person not get a deal. I've seen a lot of people not be able to be consistent for 30 days straight, and then they never got a deal, but they didn't deserve it because they weren't consistent. If you do this for 30 days straight, I promise you, you'll get a deal. It's very, very, very simple. It's actually, doing it itself is very easy. The only thing that's not easy is being consistent. So if you can be consistent for 30 days, you're going to get a deal. It's not that complicated. If you take 30% of every dollar that you make doing this, if you take 30% and throw it to the side to save it up for marketing, by the end of that period, by the end of that quarter, you're going to have roughly $9,000 saved up just for marketing itself. Now, bang, bang, boom, we're ready to go to stage 2 if you want to. You may decide, yeah, I'm good with one deal a month. This is a pretty good life. No expenses, no stress. I'm going to keep ripping it this way. It's, this is enough of me. God bless America. I love this. That's fine. And any of these stages, you can stay in them forever. There's no shame in this. Stage 2, though, is when we decide, you know what? Actually, we're going to put, so no expenses, 10K profit. There we go. All right, stage 2. Stage 2 is outbound marketing. Now, you know what? We have a little bit of money saved up. We're ready to throw that money on the street and let it work for us a little bit. Outbound marketing would be cold calling, getting into cold calling, or texting, getting into texting. And when I say cold calling, I do not mean sitting by yourself and making a bunch of cold calls. That's not going to be worth your time. I promise you that. If you were really such a big animal on the phone, you wouldn't be in the scenario where you're listening to me. It's a facts. You don't want to be doing that. It's not worth your time. I promise. So if you're going to get into a cold call program, you got to hire a cold caller. That's how it works. Or if you want to get into texting, you can get into texting. This is stage 2. But in order to do this, you need to be willing to spend at least $1,500 a month, realistically, on data, on your cold caller itself, and on a dialer. It's going to equal roughly around $1,500 a month. If you want to get into texting, you have to buy so much data. You're going to spend probably at least $1,000 in data, and then you'll have to sign up for whatever texting platform you use, whether it be Launch Control, Lead Sherpa. There's a bunch. It doesn't matter. But you got to be able to put $1,500 a month on the street. But if you do that, it'll be a lot less work. A lot less work, because hitting up all these agents, these wholesalers, it is a lot of work. You got to do that every single day. It can be tiresome, and you got to sweat for it. So in stage 2, we're going to spend $1,500 a month. But I'll tell you what, it's less work. It's much less work. You're having a cold caller do all your calls for you if you were to do the cold call route. And with $1,500, ultimately, that's going to give you 50 leads. Every 50 leads that you get will be one deal. Generally speaking, these are very average numbers. You don't have to be great to do this. You just have to be super mid. Y'all can be super mid. Anyone can be mid. That's why it's mid. So if you spend the $1,500, you're going to get, you just try to be mid. My whole business model is based on being mid. I don't need to be special. I need to be mid. Andrew's my sales guy. How often do I say you need to be mid? Every day, be mid, and you'll have a great life. Be mid amongst great people. So $1,500 will get you 50 leads. So instead of making 300 offers, right, or 150 offers, now you only have to talk to 50 bulls. You only have to talk to 50 people. Every 50 leads that you get from this cold caller, or if it's a texting program and you have someone ripping texts, same thing, 50 leads. Every 50 leads should be one deal, and the average deal size, if you do this, 15 grand. So we're making a little bit more now. Oh, it's a lot nicer. And same rules apply. Once you start doing this, I'll tell you what, by the end of doing this for a whole quarter, you put 30% of that away. Now we have a real budget. Now we can start doing more fun and exciting things. We can go on to stage 3. Stage 3, PPL. I love stage 3. A lot of people get to stage 3 and they can't. They stay there forever because stage 3 is great. PPL is wonderful. It is inbound marketing, which is the highest tier marketing, but you're paying somebody else to do it. So are you paying a premium for them to do it? Yes, you are. But now you can just worry about talking to people in the sales, and you don't got to do any marketing whatsoever. Marketing is awful. Why would you want to do that? It's awful. So PPL is more expensive. To do PPL, it's going to cost you, where stage 1, you're not spending any money to get a deal. Stage 2, you're only spending $1,500 to get a deal. With PPL, it's pay per lead. So you're buying these leads. Somebody is doing inbound marketing. So they're dropping mail, they're doing Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever they're doing. You're going to need to get 15 leads, maybe 20 leads. It's going to cost you $5,000. But with that, your average deal size is going to be $25,000. Again, average. Like across the country, this is average. These are not great numbers. These are not bad numbers. These are average. So PPL, you're going to need five. Oh, you know what? 5K, but that's going to equal $25,000. That's very, very, very good. A lot of people, they get here and man, they die here. This is a great place to die. I'll tell you that much. You're getting really, really, really good deals. You're only going to have to talk to 15, 20 leads and you don't have to do any follow-up. These are hot people ready to go. These are the people that searched, oh my God, I need to sell my house right now. I'm cooked. These are very good leads. And the workload of this is almost nothing. The lead comes in, you call them immediately. You have to be very serious with these leads. You pay for these leads. So you got to take them real serious. You're paying $300, $200, $300 a lead. So you got to get to them quick. But if you call them quick, they're ready to make a decision. They're very, very good. I love PPL. And then I said there was 5 stages. We're going to do 4 stages. Stage 4, is PPC and direct mail. It's very similar to the PPL in the fact that they're inbound leads. The difference is, you got to do them yourself. And if you want to get into that game, you have to have a really, really big budget. Both of those strategies, you won't see $1 back unless you do them for 6 months at least. These mail people, if you want to hit them with the mail, they need to it's going to take you a while to get a good system going and to learn the process. And also a lot of people, they need to be mailed like 6 times before they actually take any action and do anything. So you have to have very deep pockets for the mail and, for lack of a better term, very big balls for the mail. Same thing with the PPC. It'll take a while to get good. It will take a while for Google to really, really like you. And the same thing, it's very, very expensive. These are longer term investments, but when you're able to do these yourself, you have the ultimate control and your cost of lead can be even a little bit lower than the PPL and you have full control. And there we go. This is probably the most senior thing that you could do is run your own Google ads or do your own mail. But there we go. Those are the 4 stages of marketing, all finding real estate. When it comes down to finding real estate deals, it's just marketing. That's all it is. And these are the 4 stages. So free and all you're doing is sweating is number 1. Number 2, it's a nice little, it's not that expensive, but you're sweating. Stage 3, man, you're not doing that much work. You're just spending money. And then stage 4, you take everything in-house. And it's very similar to stage 3, but your costs are actually a little bit lower. That's it.
Question for you. Out of those 4, do you have a preference for you?
Oh, shit, yeah, I do. I'll tell you what. Again, it really depends on your scenario. So if you're low budget, like trying to grow, there was a period of time I had 6, 7 employees. I had a bunch of these calls. I had a bunch of people. And I don't know if anyone was in the business as a realtor or anything in 2022 when the interest rates went crazy. No one was buying in Philly. My business tanked. I had to restart completely. And I was back at stage 1. I think if you have a low budget, there's nothing better than going on market. I did my first deal that way. I restarted my life 3 different times using that strategy. I think it's incredible. I think it's the smartest thing that you could do if you don't have a big budget or you don't have a ton of experience. Okay. So that is what I would have to say. But if you do have some money saved up, if you have $5,000 and a set of balls and you're down to throw it at the wall, I love doing PPL. But at the same time, I love texting. It just depends on your scenario. I really, really mean that.
What's your favorite?
My favorite right now is PPL, but I have super deep pockets. So for me, and my ability is super, super high. So for me, it's PPL. And I think if you're going to do any type of marketing, your end goal should be not do that much fucking work. Forgive me for I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but I think your ultimate goal is quality over quantity. I love it for outbound. I love texting. I don't like cold call. I love texting. I've always made a lot of money texting. Texting and PPL are my 2 ultimate favorites. I love texting.
Can you elaborate just a little more in regards to PPL?
Hot.
Do I need to sit by my phone day and night so I don't lose those leads, or do I have a virtual assistant or somebody that's on call?
You're going to get a text on your phone from your PPL provider, and you need to call them within 60 to 120 seconds, or you wasted your money. Because anything with inbound is like, if it's mail and they call you, you can never miss it. If it is PPC or PPL, if you get that ding, ding, ding on your phone, whether it's for PPC and it's a carrot thing on your phone, or it's your PPL provider, you need to call within 60 or 120 seconds. Because if you do not, at that point, somebody else is calling them, because the type of person that's going to search into Google, sell my house fast, and they fill out a form. If you don't call then you want the next thing that they're going to do as soon as they hit enter is go to somebody else's site and fill out another form. So if you can call within 120 seconds, they don't have enough time. If you call within 60 seconds, they don't have enough time to even go on the other person's website.
So starting on the MLS, all market deals, you need proof of funds in order to have those deals that you're negotiating.
Yes.
That deal, dealing with an agent change the contracts at that point.
So what you want to do, if you just Google free proof of funds, proof of funds is not real. It really isn't. It's super silly to even ask for proof of funds. I really mean it. I've never asked for proof of funds. That's crazy, crazy, crazy question. If I go to him and say, yo, I need funding for this deal, he's going to say, Pops, what deal? Do you have it or not? Yeah. Does that make sense? Like, it's not real.
But if you're going on market,
if you go type in free proof of funds, there'll be a website, best transaction funding. Just fill it out real quick, and in seconds they'll just email you proof of funds.
Okay. That, and I'll give you one of my tips again, Fiverr.com.
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 Yeah, I use it to generate logos.
They do anything and everything you tell them.
Really?
Chat, you probably have Chat GPT, yeah. Well, good. Best
$1 million suddenly.
Yeah.
We're recording, so I won't tell you everything.
Oh, that's good.